Hey guys, what is going on? So a couple weeks ago, we made a community post where you guys put questions down in the comments that you wanted us to answer. And in this video, we're going to be answering all of them. Now, I do know the Q&A was supposed to be for 1.5k subscribers, but we've been getting a lot of support and a lot of new subs recently. We've been growing really fast. So apologies for the fact that this video is out a little bit late, but thank you guys so much for the support. Now, you guys came up with a lot of questions, so this is going to be a little bit of a longer video. So we do start off by answering questions that are directed for both of us, and in the second half of the video, some of the questions were directed for just me or just Zook, so we're going to answer those then. But without further ado, enjoy the video.
Alright, so the first question is, are you ever going to stream on Twitch? So, as a lot of you might know, we stream on YouTube currently, but once we get a little bigger on YouTube, we do plan to move over to start streaming on Twitch.
Alright, the next question is, what is your least favorite and most favorite items in Bed Wars? I would probably, both my least favorite and most favorite could be fireballs. Obviously getting fireballed off across the map just sucks and it feels bad, but you can make some really cool plays with fireballs as well, and that's really fun.
And for me, I would say my least favorite item, yeah, again, I would agree with Parccer, it's fireballs for both, but to do something different, I think my least favorite item is probably a KB stick. I use it in castle clusters and stuff, but I honestly I hate getting KB sticked off myself. And my most favorite item, there's a lot of really good ones, but I honestly think, there's some items that are more fun than, that are more effective. Having Silverfish, or, you can have funny moments with it, but it's not, effective. But I would say, I think shears most likely, because, honestly, shears are, really useful in, a ton of scenarios, and, honestly, it just always helps to have it in your hotbar. Alright, next question in the same comment is, who is your favorite Bed Wars YouTuber other than yourself? So, I like a ton of Bed Wars YouTubers. I think, a lot of them are really fun to watch. Lunar obviously is one of them. A lot of our videos are based off him. But I would say probably something like Bombies. I think Bombies is honestly just, a really entertaining YouTuber to watch.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with that. Bombies is probably my favorite YouTuber as well. Her gameplay is just really smooth, and skill is one thing, but she also just uses her brain really well, and it's interesting to see her game sense. It's just really good, so that's makes it amusing to watch. So yeah, definitely Bombies as well. The next question is, are you guys planning to make a Lunar client cloak in the future? I'm honestly not sure what the Lunar client requirements are. I think it might just be that you need 50k subscribers or something like that, or maybe they also need to reach out to you. It would be sick that if sometime in the future we were able to do that, but I definitely don't think that's going to be happening anytime soon.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree. I definitely think we would if we actually met the requirements and they did, actually reach out to us. I think it'd be really cool. But obviously 50k, if that's even the requirement, is a ways away. So if it were to happen, that'd be cool, and we probably would, but it's definitely not gonna happen anytime soon. Next question is, how did you guys first meet to start playing together consistently? So we met through an Abyss party. I was in a win streak party, and it was 3 out of 4, and then he said me, and I simply partied him. And we kind of played for a while, yeah, after becoming regular grind buddies for the Forest party, we eventually moved over to doubles and started playing there regularly, and yeah, that's kind of how we just first met.
Alright, the next question is, what is the relationship between the two of you? Have you guys met IRL? And this kind of ties into the last question. We actually have not met IRL, so we just met through that party and have become good friends ever since. But we've only been able to play with each other. We don't live super close to each other, so we just haven't been able to meet in real life.
Alright, so next question is, have you guys ever considered streaming Minecraft or uploading other type of Minecraft content? So I'm gonna assume you mean if we were do survival type of content, because we do stream Bedwars all the time and stuff like that. We thought maybe something that could be cool, but we don't have any plan to start doing a survival series or anything like that. So for now we're sticking to PvP and Hypixel content.
Alright, the next question is, which one is taller and what are your heights? I'm pretty sure that I'm taller, but I actually don't know exactly how tall Zook is. I'm 6'1", so...
Yeah, so Parcer's 4 years older than me. So I am definitely shorter. I'm around 5'8" or so. But Parccer is, again, 4 years older than me, so he's definitely taller than me. So the next question is, how old are you guys? And if you're currently studying, what are you studying? So I'm 14 and I'll be turning 15 very soon, and yeah, so I'm going into high school next year, so I'm not currently studying anything in specific, but I probably will definitely in the future, but I don't know what I'm going to do yet.
Yeah, and I'm 18, so I'm going into college right now. But I have no idea what I want to study. I don't know what I want to major in. But I don't really need to until like sophomore year, basically. So I'll just like figure it out, and hopefully that goes well. So the next question is, which one of you do you think has more game sense? And without a doubt right now, definitely Zook. I mean, I've been away for the past month and a half, so I have not had a chance to play that much, so definitely Zook right now.
Alright, so the next question is how do you guys have the motivation to play Bedwars? I'm gonna be honest, I actually don't have a ton of motivation to play Bedwars. You know, it's fun if I go try to get clutches, and castle never really gets boring for me. But like currently, I honestly am getting more bored of Bedwars by the day.
I mean, it's obviously like kind of the opposite for me. I have not been playing that much or at all for the past month and a half since I've mostly been away. So at the moment, I'm definitely like enjoying getting back into it, even though I'm still like pretty bad and out of practice. But yeah, basically, just the more that you play, the less you want to play. So in the future, you know, it might be difficult to find motivation again. But right now, I'm feeling pretty good about it.
Alright, so the next question is, are you going to eventually upload a Keybind and Lunar setting video? Yes, we definitely are. As you guys know, for 2.5K, we're going to be releasing our Lunar GUIs, our Minecraft settings, and our client like settings and all that. So yes, the 2.5K subs, we're definitely going to be releasing them.
The next one isn't really a question, but he says, I can't think of a better question at the moment, but I'd just like to say I love your content and hope you guys keep up the great work. Thank you so much. That's really sweet. Thank you.
Alright, so the next question is, what editing software do you use? So currently we both use DaVinci Resolve. However, in the future we might move over to something like Vegas. But currently we're both using DaVinci Resolve.
Alright, the next question is, any tips on how to win 1v2s in doubles Bedwars? I think the most important thing is just to like do your best to take one person at a time. So whether it's through like placing blocks or just positioning yourself in a smart way, if you can just fight one person at a time, then you have a really good chance of winning a 1v2. But when there are two people on you, it's really easy to just get comboed by the person that you're not fighting, and generally you'll lose if that happens. So the second part to this question is, any tips on how to win doubles faster? I mean, I think one of the most important things is just having a teammate that you can rely on, so you can both go different directions around the map, and each win 1v2s. But another thing that can help is just like using TNT to TNT jump or whatever instead of tools, and that'll generally give you faster games as well.
Okay, so the next question is actually one that I actually don't remember. Who did originally come up with the idea to start the channel?
It was you.
It was? Okay.
Yeah, well, actually, it's interesting because I remember when you mentioned it, I had been thinking about it, but I hadn't actually talked to you about it.
But I didn't know. That's interesting.
Yeah, the thought had definitely crossed my mind. For those of you who don't know, I actually had a YouTube channel a very long time ago when I was very bad at the game, but I uploaded it like twice and those videos are gone now. But I had a very small amount of experience and I wanted to try again, so the thought had definitely crossed my mind. The next question is, will you do mouse and keyboard cam video with sounds? In the past we've done an ASMR, but it hasn't been, there wasn't a camera that we used. That would definitely be an interesting thing to do in the future. We haven't really talked about it much, but I think that it would be likely that there's a video like that at some point that will come out in the future.
Alright, next question is, should viewers consider subscribing? Yes.
Yeah, obviously. Consider it and then do it. Yeah. Alright, the next question is, do you plan on doing merch? To be honest, sounds fire. That would be really cool. I mean, obviously I don't think that'll be anytime soon. But if we end up getting really big, then like, yeah, that would be an awesome thing. I think we'd enjoy doing that. So the next question is, how do you manage DXP? Obviously, since I've been gone for the past month and a half, I have not been getting much DXP, but I stayed in the guild. And since I'm back this week, I'm starting to grind again. But it's a little bit of a struggle.
Yeah, and for me, I really don't play like a ton. I get enough GXP, like I reach the requirement for Abyss. I don't really get demoted a ton, but like, we don't really like get 100K per day or anything. We really do. Sometimes we have grind days just specifically for GXP in case if we're like not missing the requirement. But I just barely reach it.
And the second part to this is, how long do you think your actual playtime is? For me, recently, I've actually struggled to find time to play for the most part. I've been playing like late at night, especially since I'm moving into college. So a lot of things that I have to do right now. So finding playtime or time to play is pretty difficult. So I've been doing that later.
And for me, I'm saying Bedwars is getting a bit boring for me. So most days I don't play for more than an hour. But if it's like a castle in rotation or something, I could play for longer. But honestly, it really is not a ton of time. Alright, so the next question is how long have you been playing Bedwars for? So I've been playing Bedwars since it was in the prototype lobby. I've been playing since 2017.
Yeah, honestly, this is something I've been asked a lot on streams, and I'm never actually sure what the answer is. For those of you that know, I think it was Mindplex had a game mode called Egg Wars, and I played that before Bed Wars, but it was a very similar type of game. It was a bit slower paced, but it was really similar, so I played that first, and then I think I started playing Bed Wars in around 2018 or something like that, but I'm honestly not entirely sure. So the next question is thoughts on ranked Bed Wars, and I'm really torn. I think that the ranked Bed Wars community is really toxic, and it's not like a place I enjoy putting myself. I've played it a little bit in the past, but I really don't play ranked that often. But the reason I kind of do like ranked Bed Wars at least a little bit is it's a fantastic way to improve. I mean, playing good people is the best way to improve yourself. So as far as getting good at the game, ranked Bed Wars is great for that.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat as Parccer.
The next question is, could you guys give me tips on how to find a sweaty party that won't throw? I mean, one of the better ways to find parties is if you just go into lobby 1. There are a lot of people looking for parties, and over time you'll probably find people that you enjoy playing with. And then, you know, obviously just add them and play with them instead of finding random people in lobby 1. That would be my best suggestion.
Next question is what are your favorite colors? Specifically for me, I like blue and purple. Honestly, are probably my two I would pick.
Okay, we're literally the exact same.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. Alright, so the next question is, any tips on getting castle clutches? Obviously, M's are very important, so focus on getting M's instead of getting beds right away. So that if you're in a clutching scenario, you are able to clutch. But then, of course, once you have the M's, you're definitely going to need good game sense and stuff like that as well to be able to pull the clutch off.
Yeah, and you're gonna need to be really safe. Like saying image like almost all the time is really important, and only getting kills that like you know you can easily get with like a KB stick is also very important to do. Alright, the next question is how do you get good at Bed Wars? Honestly, just practice. I know it's like a really simple answer, but it really is. And if you want to get like better as fast as you can, even though I don't really like the ranked community, I would say doing something like ranked Bed Wars or trying to find like the sweatiest players you can and just trying to get better by playing them. That's a really good way to get better.
Yeah, one thing I'll add on to is there's a lot of people in lobby 1 that are looking for ranked Bed Wars parties, but that's not through the ranked Bed Wars server. A lot of those are still pretty toxic, but I think in general it can be a little bit better than the ranked Bed Wars community if you find it through lobby 1, and that's still a good way to play against other players that are good. Alright, the next question is, are you going to release any packs soon? And yes, we have a 2K pack coming out, and there will even be some recolors of that, so stay tuned for that because it'll be sweet.
Alright, next question is, how long will you guys be doing YouTube for, and have you ever thought about quitting? So we're kind of a bit too new into it. Honestly, we've only been doing it for about 7 months. So no like real thoughts of quitting yet. And I don't know exactly how long we plan on doing it for. And we plan to do it for as long as we can until either we get burned out of Bed Wars or something happens. But our goal is to stay for as long as we can. But currently, again, there's no like thoughts of quitting or anything.
Yeah, one thing that I will add is because I'm going into college, there's a lot of uncertainty there. I'm not saying that I'll be leaving anyway, but I definitely have no idea what my timeline will look like and how much free time I'll have in a day. So that could just be challenging, and it's possible that you'll be seeing Zook more in videos than me, which of course you guys are already used to, but that is a possibility. We'll see how that goes. Alright, the next question is, how do you guys convince your parents to become a YouTuber? I didn't really talk to them about it first. We created the channel and then I told them that it existed and they were like, alright.
She told them when we got the idea to do it, and they're actually really supportive of it, so there's no like convincing needed or anything. Alright, next question is what are your keybinds? So again, we're gonna be releasing all of our keybinds and all of that are 2.5K, so just stay tuned for that video.
The next question is, how did you two come up with your IGNs? Mine is honestly kind of embarrassing, but I've stuck with it. I created it, well, when I first started playing Minecraft, I was not playing multiplayer at all. I was playing single player, and this was back in maybe 2012 or 2013. But at the time, I was really into parkour, and I also played a lot of soccer, which I still do. So I just combined those two and came up with Parccer.
Yeah, so my backstory behind my IGN is not as as funny or embarrassing as exactly as Parcer's, but mine is simply, so I used to have like weird IGN, as you can see on name MC, that had like, you know, my actual name Eli in it. And I decided I kind of wanted something that's actually, you know, cool and different. So a while ago, there was a name that was coming available soon. That was the letters you can see on the screen, ZO0K. And I had that name for probably a couple months until I kind of wanted a name that had 5 letters and a name that didn't have a 0 in it. I think the 0 kind of got confusing for some people, and I honestly just didn't like the look of the name anymore. So I decided I would try something new, and I ended up choosing the name oZook just to kind of keep the name Zook. The next question is who is the better PvPer? So that honestly depends on a lot of things. I think currently, since Special's been gone for a month, it's definitely me. But I think even before he left, it was probably me overall. But at things like sumo, he almost always beats me in. But overall, I would say in most modes, it would be me.
Yeah, definitely. The next question is, are you ever going to do a face reveal? And that's definitely not something that we're opposed to, but I think it would definitely be a milestone much further in the future, like at a minimum 30K, but maybe 50, or, you know, if we're doing really, really well, then maybe even 100, which would be sweet. But definitely not anytime soon.
All right, the next question is did you guys win your soccer game? So when I actually read this a while ago, I don't exactly know what you mean. Again, Parccer and I never like met IRL, so it's not like we have specifically on the same team or anything. And this comment was posted around 3 weeks ago, and my soccer season ended like over a month ago. So I'm not exactly sure what you mean. So I don't exactly have an answer for that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I've been hiking, so I've not been playing soccer either, but we both do play soccer. That is a thing.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
Not rock. Yeah.
Alright, so the next question is, who edits the videos? And obviously, since I've been away for a while, Zook has been editing all of the videos recently. But before that, we would try to split it best we could. So we both learned and edited together at the beginning.
Alright, so the next question is there any tips on having clutch caster with low M's? So if you don't have many M's, I would try to use the M's that you have to just run through middle and try to get as many M's as you can, because again, you're going to need a lot of M's to break the bed, and if you need to break a bed, and also run away from, you know, however many people you're fighting. Alright, the next question is, do you play pot? So I used to play pot a lot more to like warm up and all of that, but honestly recently I've honestly stopped playing it. Next question is how much M's didn't you need for a castle clutch? So there isn't like a really like a specific number that you at least need. Honestly, you could clutch it if you're good enough. You can clutch with pretty much any amount of M's. But if you're like trying to get into it and trying to get better, you definitely need probably at least like 15 when your bed destroyed, just because to have a good, you need to want to stay in for as long as you can. All right, and the final question for me is, how did you meet Gwag? So I met Gwag originally through Abyss, and became like smaller friends then, and then through YouTube, when we've both been doing well on YouTube, we became better friends through there.
So the first question that I have is, why are most of the videos just only Zook, and why don't you also make solo videos to put on the channel? And like I've mentioned, I've been away. I was hiking the Appalachian Trail, which is on the east coast of the US, and I did about 400 miles of that, so that was about a month, and then I had a family vacation right after that. So that's why I haven't been making any content with Zook recently. And
to add on to that, for the record, I know you're probably commenting that after I posted the specific video, which was a commentary, and all the videos has just been me specifically. I would like to point out that like most likely, and the plan for the channel is for the video to have both of us in it, not just like, you know, we each put a video that we want to on the channel. But the point of it is to be a duo channel. So once Parccer actually gets back and gets settled, almost most of the videos will just be with both of us, unless it's like a specific montage for one of us.
Yep, exactly. All right, so the next question is, how long did it take you to get 500 stars? And like I said, I started playing in 2018, so that was a long time ago, and I've played pretty consistently since then. I just don't put many hours each day into playing. So yeah, it's taken me almost 3 years to get there, but a lot of people do it obviously much quicker if you really grind the game, but I don't do that. The next question is, what is your favorite food? I mean, obviously it changes over time, but I think you just can't go wrong with mac and cheese. Like, mac and cheese.
That's very fair.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
I agree. Yes.
The last question for me is, how do you pronounce your IGN? And it is pronounced Parccer.